and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Tuesday, November 6th, 2018. Read our disclaimer quickly. Trading stocks has a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice. Always for your further homework. Good morning, Sue here. Hope this finds you well. It is the big election day today in the United States, so it should be an interesting week in the markets. So with that, let's get into today's video. If you know me, you know I always start my videos off with a look at the Russell Index. Why? Because I always want to make sure that before I look at any new charts, I'm looking at them in a rising positive market environment. And for that, I use the Russell Index, or the IWM, which is the ETF for the Russell 2000, as my guide, and I like to step back and take a look at things on a big 5-year monthly time frame. So we're looking at the big monthly chart of the IWM. As we've been talking about lately in our videos, you can see where it had a little bottom here on the 5-year chart in early 2016, and then it picked up this blue line, which is the 8-day EMA. I use this 8-day EMA as my guide on my daily, weekly, and monthly charts. So it picked up the blue line and it's been in this beautiful, beautiful uptrend. It had some consolidation here, but for the most part a nice uptrend until the month of October, where for the first time since early 2016 we had a close below the 8-day EMA on the monthly chart. So for me that's a big red flag, and I'm going to be super, super cautious going forward. We also talked about this purple line offering support, and sure enough it has so far. We'll see if it continues to do so. This election, could offer that support and have things rising higher from here, or we lose support and go lower. It's anyone's guess as to what happens. I'm trying to keep an open mind as to outcomes, but I just, from a visual point of view, I love technical analysis for being able to see what is going on in the markets day by day, week by week, month by month. So here we are. As you can see, this purple line offered support when it consolidated here for months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 months of consolidation before it lifted. So here's where we are right here, right now. Super important to understand that, I think. So I'm going to move it away from the 5-year monthly to the 1-year weekly so we can better see how price is behaving. So there, look, we got our bounce. We put this purple line in as the market was falling, saying this area may offer some support, and I'm always amazed. Boom, it gets there and it bounces so far. So again, there's that consolidation and lift. It's encouraging to see that it's reaching for that 8-day EMA on the weekly chart, and we had a bullish candle last week. So far this week, I like to see the candle opening up in the higher range of last week's candle. But I personally would want to see price on the Russell start to move towards that blue 8-day EMA and move higher from here to really get more comfortable with the fact that this may offer some support and that uptrend resumes. So we'll see how that all plays out. I'm going to move it away from the 1-year weekly to the 6-month daily. So we do have price up and over the 8-day EMA on the daily chart. And since I only put these videos out every Tuesday and Thursday, what I'm going to do is flag for you, like I did the other day with Kirkland Lake, a chart that I think is of interest should we get that positive outcome in the Russell and prices move up and higher in the days ahead. And so the chart that I wanted to flag for you this morning, in the event that the election results prove positive to the market and it starts to move higher and that support on the Russell holds, is Suncor Energy. I think this might be one worth looking at. It's a dual-listed Canadian company. It trades on the TSX as well as the New York Stock Exchange. We are looking at it on the US side. It's a prior Chart of the Day Cafe chart, so that's why I'm offering it up for your review. But before I get into that, let me tell you a little bit more about the company. You know me, I am all about the fundamentals underneath my charts. Suncor Energy is a integrated energy company. It's one of the biggest ones in Canada. It's got a really high value score, which is something that I consider of utmost importance, one of my most important metrics. It's also got a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 30%. These are all updated numbers as to this morning. a current PE of 12.48, and a current dividend yield of 2.47%. So all of those things I love. So with that, let's get back to the chart. We are looking at the 5-year monthly, and as a reminder, we are looking at it on the US side. So like along with the chart that I am reviewing, I also like to take a look at the sector that it's in, and for that we're looking at XLE, which is the ETF for the energy space 5-year monthly chart. You can see that it's in this very, very gentle uptrend. Bottomed here in 2016, moved up and over this area of support resistance in mid-2017, has been holding it, and like Suncor is in an area where it may want to make a higher low. So this is a low, higher low, and move higher from here. We will see, but this is the look of the sector ETF. I also like to take a look at seasonality, and for that I go over to equityclock.com, a really excellent site. So this is the seasonal chart for Suncor Energy. You can see that at this time of year it does come into that seasonal favor. No guarantee that happens this year, but always a good data point to know. As well, I like to spin over to finviz.com to see if I've got analyst support for my pick. And we are on the Suncor page. You can see that it's had a recent upgrade, and there are some very positive articles, one of which I am going to include. It's a recent Motley Fool article dated November 5th. A lot of positive things. As well, I am going to include this BNN video that talks about Suncor. Oops, I don't know if that's the right one. That's an ad, but I will include a link to the video below. The analyst and the moderator talk about Suncor's recent earnings and its place in the energy space in Canada. So to quickly recap, let's go back and check the boxes. I started today's video with a look at the Russell Index. Very important to note, I do not have this box checked. For the first time since 2016, the IWM closed below the 8-day EMA on the monthly chart for October. It's now sitting in an area that may offer some support, but these election results may really alter that, and it may go through that support. So really important to understand where we are, and that Suncor will probably trade along with the markets overall. So we're just building a watch list in the event that the market interprets the results positively and things start to lift. So not checking this box. We looked at the chart for Suncor, and we note that it's in an uptrend on the 5-year chart and sitting at an area of possible price support and price strength continuation. We looked at the sector that it's in, XLE, same thing, gentle uptrend in XLE and sitting in an area that may offer some support. Suncor has a really good value score, an excellent growth score with a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 30%, current dividend yield of 2.47%. It does have that 3 and 8 EMA daily cross, but it's just, and it needs a little more bullishness on the daily candle for me, but it has crossed. I'm checking that box. It's got seasonality in its favor, analyst support, a current PE of 12.48, and it's already past earnings. I believe their next earnings date is in February of 2019. So with that, I'll leave you. Have a great next couple of days, and my next video goes out on Thursday. Thanks for watching.